There's a man who once had only $7 to his name. A man who was evicted from his apartment and watched his dreams die. A man who battled depression so severe he almost ended everything. A man who became the highest paid actor on earth, but still remembers being broke. This man's name is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and his real story will prove that rock bottom can become your foundation. Hey everyone, today we're not just telling a success story. We're revealing what happens when you refuse to stay down. The story of a 23-year-old who had $7, no future, and a choice: give up or get up. This isn't about wrestling or movies. This is about a man who turned his lowest moment into his greatest motivation. Let's dive in. Dwayne Douglas Johnson was born May 2nd, 1972, in Hayward, California, into wrestling royalty. His father, Rocky Johnson, was a professional wrestler. His grandfather, Peter Mavia, was a wrestling legend. But wrestling royalty doesn't pay the bills. Young Dwayne moved constantly. Hawaii, California, Pennsylvania, back to Hawaii. By age 13, he'd attended 13 different schools. Imagine that. A new school almost every year, never belonging anywhere. Always the new kid, always starting over. The family was broke. They lived in tiny apartments, often in rough neighborhoods. Dwayne watched his parents fight about money constantly. He watched his mother cry over unpaid bills. He learned early that fame in wrestling doesn't mean financial security. At 14, Dwayne started getting into trouble. Theft, fights, hanging with the wrong crowd. He was arrested multiple times. By 16, he was on a path to prison or worse. His parents were terrified that they were losing him. Then football saved him. Dwayne was big, strong, athletic. He got a full scholarship to the University of Miami to play defensive tackle. This was his ticket out, his chance at the NFL, at millions, at saving his family. For 4 years, Dwayne worked harder than anyone. He was good, really good. NFL scouts were watching. Everything was finally coming together. Then, in his final year, a back injury during practice. Severe. His draft stock plummeted. NFL teams lost interest. The 1995 NFL draft came and went. Dwayne wasn't picked. His dream died that day. After college, Dwayne tried the Canadian Football League, a last desperate attempt to play professional football. He signed with the Calgary Stampeders for $250 a week. 2 months later, they cut him. Dwayne was 23 years old, sitting in his truck in a parking lot in Canada, with a duffel bag of clothes and $7 in his pocket. $7. He called his parents. They had no money to help. He drove back to Florida, to his parents' tiny apartment, defeated, broke, dreamless. Then came the eviction notice. The family couldn't pay rent. Dwayne, his mother, his father, about to be thrown out on the street. Everything they owned was about to be put on the curb. Dwayne stood there, 23 years old, watching his mother cry as the landlord demanded payment they didn't have. That image burned into his soul. His mother's tears, his father's shame, his own absolute helplessness. That's when the depression really hit. Dwayne has spoken openly about this time. He didn't want to get out of bed. He didn't see a future. Football was gone. He had no degree that mattered. No skills, no money, no prospects. He watched his mother struggle with her own depression, making it worse. One day, he found his mother standing in the middle of Interstate 65, cars swerving around her. She was trying to end her life. Dwayne pulled her back. But the trauma of that moment, watching his mother try to die, feeling that same darkness inside himself, it nearly destroyed him. He said in interviews, "I didn't want to do a thing. I didn't want to go anywhere. I was crying constantly. This wasn't just sadness. This was clinical depression, and Dwayne was drowning in it." He had a choice. Let it end him or let it forge him. His father made an offer. "Come train with me. Try wrestling." Dwayne didn't want to. Wrestling was his father's thing, his grandfather's thing. He'd wanted to be his own man, make his own path. But with $7 and no options, pride is a luxury you can't afford. He started training. It was brutal. Wrestling isn't just athletic. It's theater, performance, character work, taking massive hits night after night. Dwayne was good athletically, but he had no charisma, no character. Audiences didn't care about him. His wrestling debut as Rocky Mavia, a tribute to his father and grandfather, was a disaster. Fans hated the name, hated the character, hated him. They chanted, "Die Rocky die and Rocky sucks." Imagine working your whole life for something and having thousands of people tell you they hate you. Most people would quit. Dwayne got angry. Dwayne did something brilliant. He leaned into the hatred. If they hated the good guy Rocky Mavia, He'd give them a villain they'd love to hate. He became The Rock. Arrogant, trash-talking, eyebrow-raising, charismatic. He created catchphrases. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? It doesn't matter what you think. He became electric. Within a year, The Rock was the most popular wrestler in WWE. Stadiums sold out to see him. He became WWE champion multiple times. He'd found his calling, but Dwayne wanted more. He remembered sitting in that truck with $7. He'd promised himself if he ever got another chance, he'd never stop climbing. In 1999, Dwayne told WWE he wanted to pursue acting. Everyone laughed. A wrestler? An actor, it'll never work. His first role, The Mummy Returns, 2001. A small part as the Scorpion King. He had maybe 4 lines. Critics mocked his acting, but audiences loved his presence. He got his own movie, The Scorpion King, 2002. It was terrible. Critics destroyed it. Dwayne's acting was called wooden and awful. Most wrestlers turned actors quit after one failed movie. Dwayne took acting classes. He studied. He worked on his craft. He took smaller roles, learned, improved. The Rundown, 2003, better. Walking Tall, 2004, better. Slowly, gradually, he improved. Then, Fast 5, 2011, changed everything. Dwayne joined the Fast and Furious franchise and became a global phenomenon. By 2016, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was the highest paid actor in Hollywood. He made $64.5 million that year alone. Today, his net worth is estimated at $800 million. $800 million from 7. But here's what makes Dwayne different. He never forgot. He posts about the $7 constantly. He calls it his rock bottom, not to brag, to remind himself and others that where you start doesn't determine where you finish. He works harder than anyone in Hollywood. He wakes up at 4 a.m. every day. He trains for 2 hours. He films all day. He does press all evening. He sleeps 4 hours and does it again. Why? Because he remembers his mother's tears. He remembers the eviction notice. He remembers depression. He remembers feeling worthless. Dwayne has used his success to give back. He bought his mother a house, the first house she ever owned. He surprised his father with a truck before he died. He supports mental health organizations, speaks openly about depression, and tries to help others who are where he was. He married Lauren Hession in 2019. They have 2 daughters. He also has a daughter from a previous marriage. Family is everything to him. The family he almost lost. The family he's built. When asked about his success, Dwayne always says the same thing. It's not about the money. It's about proving to that kid with $7 that he mattered. That his struggle mattered. That getting back up mattered. The Rock isn't just a nickname. It's a reminder. When you hit rock bottom, you can either stay down or use it as your foundation to build something unbreakable. That's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Not just the highest paid actor, but a man who turned $7 and depression into purpose, success, and inspiration. He proved that your darkest moment can become your greatest strength. What's your $7 moment? What's the lowest point you've risen from? Share in the comments. If this story motivated you, smash that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more real stories that remind us why resilience, work ethic, and refusing to quit matter. Remember Dwayne's lesson. Success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. Greatness will come. See you in the next one.